Brothers and sisters, good morning. This morning I want us to look at issue transformation and transaction, the difference, especially in regard to Christianity, because most people normally asks me about the importance of Christianity. What is it that Christianity is so special than all these other religions? So the issue here begins with culture, that we are all born in a particular culture, and that culture is being transferred to us, and how that culture is actually being transferred to us is not transformational, it's basically transactional. We're taking it from one hand to the next hand, so it has got no profound and deep a change of personality. Now, as human beings, universally, we could not stuck in a situation where everything is being dictated by culture, and therefore a revelation from God came to man that man should transcend culture into churches. That's when men began to gather in a form of churches where men began to pray. But now that also is transactional, in the sense that churches are there to defend a particular aspect of culture which they think it is important, but also it's being violated by the society. So a church is there to try and defend a particular aspect of that culture, and that is not, has got nothing to do with transformation of an individual person. And therefore, as life, used to go to that extent, we could not stuck in a situation where we form churches to defend our own cultures. That is why God brought another revelation, which is basically eternal and universal revelation, to say no, there is a need for transformation at individual level, so that when a culture when culture has actually stuck in itself and churches have stuck in themselves, there must be something that transcends the two, and that something is found in Christianity, is basically Christianity, which is above all. That is why when we speak about Christianity, we use words like it is above all. Christ is Alpha and Omega, because Christ is not here to defend your church, to defend your culture, to defend specific aspects of that culture. Christ is here for a totally different reason, and that reason is very simple, is grace. Because if you look at cultural ways of doing things, you realize that there is no grace instead there is favoritism. And you go to churches, you realize that churches follow their own doctrines, even if they use the name Jesus Christ, but they follow their own doctrines, which they thought that the culture or their own culture is violating it. So it is important that we go beyond Christ, but also follow his teachings. For instance, if Christ says love your neighbor, if you are a church member and a cultural person, you find it difficult to understand that, and you can't even entertain it because it is actually taking you out of your comfort zone. It's transformational in your life, because according to churches, you will love only those people who are church members like you. We love each other. There is no need to love your neighbor. And culturally, we love ourselves and hate or ignore other cultures. The same applies to churches. You love your own church, you ignore other churches. So on the basis of that, the whole humanity will never get into a universal peace where we all live peacefully. And as a result, Christ came and said, by grace, we can be able to live together in peace and love as humanity. And that love emanates from knowing and understanding that God created man in his own image. So when you see every man, you as a transformed person, you understand that this person is a courier of God's image, and therefore you're not necessarily loving this person. You love this person from the image he is carrying, not from facial or from side point of view. So this is the extent to which transformation goes. Without Christianity, there is no transformation. We only involved in transactions. And this is basically what I wanted to clarify this morning to the whole universe, so that we can begin to see Christianity in different light, rather than the way people are presenting it. People are presenting it in order to preserve their own transactional needs and interests. But if you go beyond that, you'll then begin to realize what is real Christianity under the leadership of Jesus Christ, with grace in our hands. I thank you this morning, my brothers and sisters. Universally love you all by the